Saturday papers. Joining us this morning, the broadcaster and journalist Afua Hagen, and the journalist and author Gemma Forty. Good to see you both again. Afua, to you first, and just occasionally you get a front page where there's a nice juxtaposition of two stories. The Daily Express main story, of course, that the Queen pulling out of the Maundy Day church service where she hands out the Maundy money, and there a picture at the bottom of Rishi Sunak and his wife, who clearly don't need any Maundy money.
No, they clearly don't need any Monday money indeed. So yes, the Queen is pulling out of that service at Windsor, which takes place on Thursday, and that's where, like you said, she gives out Monday money to people in the local community to celebrate the day before Good Friday. And you know, the Queen is nearly 96 years old. She's 96 next month. Although she's thought to be in good health, she is having mobility issues, and it's not that she's trying to save all her strength for the Jubilee later on this year. And people who run the Queen's Diary and help her with her schedule are saying that, you know, it literally is a day-to-day thing. They see what the Queen is up for, what she's capable of, and go by, you know, how she's feeling on that day. And some things are being cancelled ahead of time just to give her a bit of a break. Like I said, she's nearly 96 years old. She had a hospital stay in October last year, a bad cold towards the end of the year, as well as a bout of COVID in February. She's getting older. She has these mobility issues. So there's going to be less appointments in her diary as we near the Jubilee. We're seeing a lot more of the Queen in situ, you know, at home, in her living room, doing things over Zoom and Skype like we're doing here. So I think we don't really need to worry at the moment. She's just an older woman who wants to take it a bit easy, and we hope that she's still around to celebrate her Jubilee next year. So Charles and Camilla will be giving out the Monday money on Thursday, 14th of April.
I mean, Gemma, the front of the Daily Mirror, you know, the subhead here is probably why I think a lot of people are kind of quite shocked and concerned about the Queen at the moment, absent, as it says on the front page, for the first time in 50 years. When you think about it, I mean, this woman, the commitment that she has shown well into her 90s is frankly nothing short of remarkable.
Absolutely. She's a bastion of duty, and we know full well she wouldn't miss anything unless she thought that she probably had to. But I think, like Afua said, she's keeping her powder dry. It's the Grand National today. She can put her feet up and watch that, and quite frankly save herself for these huge celebrations that will be coming to celebrate her Platinum Jubilee. So it just sounds pretty sensible at that age, and I think fair enough as well.
Afua, take us inside the Telegraph. Their lead on page 2, that the Prime Minister is ready to put us back into lockdown if a deadly strain, presumably of some kind of virus, emerges. Well, that's a statement of the obvious, isn't it?
Well, yes, it does seem to be. So he was talking about, you know, the effect that lockdown had, and obviously what would happen in the future if a deadly strain of COVID-19 or any virus, for that matter, emerged. And he said that if it was a strain that affected children, if children were being affected badly, and a new virus emerged, then yes, he would go to lockdown again. He said he refused to say that that is off the table. He did talk about the damaging effects that lockdown has had. He said that he thought that some of those effects were inhumane, especially people not being able to see their families, see people in care homes, attend religious services, go to funerals, things like that. He does think that those measures were inhumane. That's what he's saying now. But like I said, he has refused to say that he wouldn't lock down again. He has said that, like I said, if a deadly strain of a virus emerged of COVID-19 or anything else and it affected children, then lockdown would be an option. That's not what's happened. We just don't want to panic people.
Yeah, good. Thank you for sticking that addendum on there, Afua. Gemma, British Cycling has been in press an awful lot recently over their policy, and they've now suspended a particular policy, describing it as, quotes, unfair to women.
That's right. So this is British Cycling. They've suspended their policy on transgender cyclists after admitting that it is unfair on women riders. At the heart of this issue is Emily Bridges, a trans female who was dumped by email. So this is where she's rather upset because so she has taken her testosterone levels have been reduced. However, when it comes to elite sport, obviously this has been a huge issue that has been all over the press recently. And the trouble with elite sport is that, everything makes a difference. And for female cyclists, they just simply don't think it's fair. Whether she's taken this or not, then she's still going to have potentially a larger body, to be taller, to have more muscle mass, etc. But, this is an issue where it's so important, on the one hand, to be tolerant, to be kind, to be inclusive. And I think this is where Labour have really struggled to talk about it. They've been well-intentioned, but as a result, they haven't been very clear. And what we do need at a certain point is to have sensible adult discussion about what is fair as well. And when it comes to sport, which is an issue all on its own, I think perhaps they've done the right thing here, because also many of the cyclists who've trained all their life, they were going to boycott the event as well.
It's one of those conversations that, frankly, the temperature always seems to rise just as soon as you start talking about it. So, do you know what? We're going to park it there. Afua, Gemma, we'll see you next hour. Let's talk about Will Smith, because, frankly, I could do 4 hours on that, frankly. We'll see you at the tail end of next hour. But for us, stay where you are. After the break, we will once again bring you the latest on that war in Ukraine. President Zelensky demanding a global response to the missile strike on a train station that killed, more than 50 people.